Welcome to the Fulfilled Careers Institute Burnout mini course. My name is Kirti Maholkar. I'm an orthopedic surgeon and I would be helping you with this burnout prevention mini course. We have put this course together with a series of very short, easy to follow and quick to complete course. This has been intentionally done so that the dearth of time that we have, we should be able to, within probably a couple of hours, complete this course, and you'll get a handle on what burnout is and what the time-tested and research-proven strategies are available, so that one could hopefully not suffer with this type of condition. Now, if somebody wants to have a detailed look at burnout, and in fact the mini course with small video series was not their desire, of course we've got a very detailed 6-week course which drills down into greater detail in virtually every aspect of burnout, and it includes the topics that we're covering here as well as many more. The course starts with a brief introduction of what is burnout. We then discuss the history, which is quite interesting. The history part has emphasis on why burnout is very common in the front-facing occupations. And because there was quite a lot to be covered, there's a separate video on why the healthcare professionals, and in fact all front-facing occupations, suffer with burnout. And there's a economic, there's a cultural, there's a historical issue that in fact started burnout in the US in 1960s, 70s, though burnout has been seen, and again that'll be covered in the history history section. We then go on to talk about demographics, signs and symptoms of burnout, and then causes of burnout. Now, burnout is not just a problem of the front-facing occupation professional. So as a doctor, no, burnout is not just my doing, if you like. The causes are circumstantial and existential, and there are multiple things that the hospitals are trying to put in place, like mindfulness courses and wellness programs and so on and so forth. And then if there are individualistic issues, then I've drilled down in greater detail with regards to what can be done. So in fact the course covers both aspects, but it's important that that I wanted to kind of make that clear. We have a special emphasis on the various stages of burnout and the classification of burnout as well. There is a video on behavioral strategies, and it does very, very often happen that we are not very well educated with tasks to look after ourselves, to reduce stresses. Now, stress in the front-facing occupation, including the physicians or nurses or anybody in the healthcare profession, that's part and parcel of life. But the irony is that we do not get taught in the however many thousands and thousands of hours of training that we undergo how to deal with stress and the stress relaxation cycle and how to deal with stuff. So we bring the medical education that we've learned in our medical colleges and medical schools and universities and hospitals and teaching institutions and research labs, and try to apply all of them at home as well. Surprise, surprise. It does work at times, but not always. And in fact, I'm not making a point that that's how it needs to be done. So the behavioral strategy course is a game changer. You could essentially review how the situation is. It improves productivity. It increases your outlook towards your profession. You start taking things in a very balanced fashion. You don't bring issues that you have at work home. And of course, you don't bring the problems that you face at home into work. And you kind of become a balanced human being. So look out for the behavioral strategy lecture. We also talk about the prevention strategies and the avenues that are available to try and reduce this type of issue. So who should take this course? Well, anybody and everybody in the front-facing occupation. I've already alluded to that, and the slide covers everybody, but particularly the healthcare practitioners, as well as the teachers, the firefighters, the policemen. I would say anybody who's got an active interest in burnout should be benefiting from this course. Now, COVID-19 has left a disaster trail behind. The loss of life is unfortunately increasing as days are going by. The disaster trail is going to be visible for years and years. And I hope it finishes off soon, but nobody knows this. COVID has just added fuel to the fire. Now, the onus is upon us to see the strategies that are available, to know what issues could be faced, the mental trauma, the sadness, the tiredness, the fatigue that we were having before, and now in the post-COVID era, if that was to increase, yes, there are things that can be done. My humble request is that if you take the course and if you see the strategies that we have discussed, adopt them into your own personal, family, professional life, you'd see a massive difference. With it, you got a chance. I'm not saying as a generalistic point, but there are some of us, and literature says that, and that's again covered in the demographic style video, is some of us just dig our head in sand. And the suicide rate, because of the burnt out professionals going into clinical depression, into suicidal ideation, and then committing suicide, is significantly high. In the US, there's one doctor killing himself or herself every day. 300 to 400 doctors are dying. That's a whole 2 or 3 medical school classes wiped off every yearly. Now, that's not why we put in so much of effort, so much of time, so much of energy, so much of emphasis and gist into medicine. I'm sorry I get quite passionate about it, but I think, yes, at least learn, know about it, try to adopt those strategies, and if this was to be of some help to you, I'll feel very, very grateful. So thank you very much for listening to this introductory video. I hope to see you in the course, and thank you very much again.